Hi everybody, this is Kate. Um, just came back from taking a walk and and as usual, I like to look at my, you know, social media, and a lot of people are basically talking about how this courageous man, who did absolutely nothing, died. Um, I'm not a political person. Um, what I am is a Christian. I believe I have the same beliefs that gentleman had, that passed away, that got killed. I have the same beliefs as he does. I believe in God. I believe in everything, at least almost everything he spoke about resonated with me. But that's not even the point. The point is he was a human being. And I will never ever get how one can justify taking someone's life. I can never understand how one can do that. We're often not going to agree about the same things. That's what one should expect, because not all of us have the same mind. Not all of us have the same faith beliefs. But why should that elicit murder? Why should it be something that causes you to hate someone so much that you take their life? I don't get how that makes sense. I don't get how you can be so angry at someone for exercising their right to speak about what they believe in, what they are passionate about. I don't get why it's so okay to just take somebody's life. I don't get how people can just justify that. I don't get it. I don't get it. You don't have to like you don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me, but I would hope that my beliefs and my faith and whatever it is that I'm passionate about, why can't I be free to express those things in a country that is supposed to be one nation under God? I don't get it. He was only 31. What did he do? He spoke. He spoke up about his faith. What did he do? If anything, what I see is something to be admired. Do you know what courage it takes to stand up and speak publicly being aware that there might be people that don't like you, that there might be people that hate you for the very thing you believe in, and you still stood up and spoke. Those are the type of people that should be envied, that should be admired. The courage that it takes to believe in something and hold on to that belief and live your life in such a way that honors that belief. I don't get it. I'm not a political person, like I said. I'm not somebody that likes to even get in front of people and talk. What I am is a human being that values all life. It wasn't right. Whatever political nonsense this is about, it wasn't right. It wasn't right for anybody. It's not right. It's never right for anybody to go and say, I don't like you, so therefore you're done. Oh, like, are we that evil? Are we that evil? Are we that so far gone? No compassion? You don't have compassion for the man's wife. You don't have compassion for the man's children. Are we that wicked? You know, coming from I grew up here pretty much all my life. Born in Nigeria, but I grew up here. My family came here. I grew up here. My children are here. You know, you can tell I have an accent. You can tell that I'm not, that I'm not just an American. I am Nigerian American. And I am scared. I'm scared that I'm scared. I'm scared of the future. I'm scared of what this means. The only good thing that I feel should come out of this tragedy is conversations, people being able to speak about how unfair this is. And, I would hope that something comes out of this. If a man can take another man's life, there should be repercussions for that. I don't understand how you can take somebody's life and just freely walk. Freely, you don't have any morals, any fear, anything. There's nothing that you feel. There's nothing is it that easy to just decide I don't like what you stand for and go off on a person? Is it are we really that far gone that it's okay? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to believe, I don't know. I know for me, it just makes me more determined to love God and everything He is, because if people can do that, if people can stand up and speak boldly about their faith and not fear, maybe who knows, he was probably afraid, he was probably nervous, he was probably scared, but he did it anyway. And the only thing I see is a man that should have been respected and admired. If the topics he spoke about rubbed you a certain way, then what's wrong with revisiting those topics? What's wrong with, figuring out whether you should dig deeper into the conversations, the topics that he brought up? Why can't it elicit that? Why can't the response be to go back and, revisit the topic of Christianity, of faith, revisit what your faith is and why you believe it or why you don't? Why isn't it an opportunity to arm yourself with knowledge rather than hate? Why isn't it an opportunity to question your faith or your lack of faith, to question how you live your life? Why doesn't it elicit that, but rather it elicit hate? I can't hate somebody to that degree that I want to take their life. It's just, I don't know how you jump from that to that extreme. I don't understand that. I really don't. And I am somebody that likes to put myself in other people's shoes and likes to, I like to understand why people do what they do, but that doesn't make sense. It doesn't, and I would feel that way no matter who it is, because at the end of the day, life is precious. People are dying young, and to be a part of the reason that they're dying young breaks my heart. To be a part of, to know that somebody thinks it's okay to do that to someone breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. His death cannot be in vain. I pray that his death will never be in vain. I pray that whatever God created him for, whatever his purpose was, I believe it was served. But I hate that he didn't get to enjoy what he was doing. What he loved to do. I hate that a man is still young. I'm older than him, and I don't have the balls to do that. And I believe in almost the same. I share the same faith, and I don't have the balls to stand up in front of people knowing that they might not like me, that they might hate me, and do what he did. I don't have the balls to do that. But here's a man who did. And instead of us learning from it, learning from him, it becomes this whole political stuff. It becomes this whole, can we just admit that, can we just agree that murder is wrong? Like, to kill anyone is wrong. Let's just agree on that. Let's just agree that killing someone because you don't like their faith or their beliefs or what they're saying is wrong. Let's just agree on that. Can we just agree on that? Put aside everything else. I was raised Christian. I am Christian. And what took place? First of all, I'm somebody that when someone dies, I go through a whole thing because I hate it. I hate when people die young, especially when they're so intelligent and have so much to offer. When they're taken from us for one reason or another, it breaks me. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart so much that somebody died young. That had a good soul. He had a good soul. I didn't know him. I didn't watch him. I don't like watching news. And I'm not a political person. I'm not that type of person. I don't like watching because I don't like to be depressed. I don't like to have something that I obsess over, because I'm the type that obsesses over things over and over again. So I try not to watch things that will upset me. But this, and I'm not somebody that likes to speak. I like to fade in the background. I don't like but this is not even about me. This is I just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that we're living in a time. I know that I truly know that we're living in end times. I just for anyone to justify that we get persecuted for the color of our skin. We get persecuted. We get persecuted for what we believe in. We get persecuted. Like, can we stop? Like, what in the world? Can we just not? Can we just allow people to speak their truth and leave, even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't have the right to take their freedom away from them because you don't agree with it. That is so warped and messed up. What kind of religion would be okay with that? What kind of God would be okay with that? I don't know if I want to post this. You know, I don't want to. You know, I I don't want to start any drama with anybody. I'm just a mother of two and a wife. I'm just an individual who it's just, I hate what we do to one another for the sake of justice. And to me, that's not even justice. That's not justice. A man is sitting there engaging in a conversation with young people, young and old alike, expressing his heart, pouring out his soul, pouring out his the lessons that he's learned. You can choose not to. You can choose not to be like, you can choose not to believe it. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to walk away from it. You can choose to agree that it's mumbo jumbo. You can, whatever your opinion is, you can choose to think it's stupid. You can choose to think it's ridiculous. Whatever. That's your right. That's your right. Just like that person has a right to sit there and talk about what he believes in. That's your right. That's his right. That is just, it's funny because a lot of cultures come here to escape persecution. A lot of countries come here to find a better, to live a better life. But what kind of life are we living where we can't express our faith without being ridiculed and persecuted and judged? You know, I just